let's taste the Il Borgo Gavi Riserva Vigna Madonnina. So tell us about this Gavi, Beth.
So it's made by Raia, who are a producer in Gavi that we work with in Majestic. We have their organic wine as part of our Italian range, and they are very environmentally focused. Virtually all their vineyards are organic, and apart from this one, which is biodynamic. So very, very much at the forefront of working with the environment. It's not from one of the villages like Gavi, so it's not a Gavi di Gavi, but the concentration on quality of the grapes and yields means that the quality is at least at village level, if not even higher.
And it's not just made from one village, it's actually just made from one vineyard, is that right?
This wine is, yes, just made from the single vineyard, which is biodynamic. And now Gavi is made from a single grape variety, Cortese, which gives really nice kind of citrusy, lemon notes, wet stone character, and sometimes a kind of peachy stone fruit note as well. So let's have a quick sniff. So this is a Riserva level wine, which is quite uncommon in Gavi. I mean, I have not seen that very much on labels, and it's because they age the wine for 6 months on the lees, which is a nice name for something that doesn't sound very nice, but basically the dead yeast cells from the fermentation. But these dead yeast cells give the wine a really kind of lovely richness on the palate. And after the 6 months on the lees, it has a further 6 months aging in bottle. So whilst most Gavi de Gavi is sold really young and fresh, this is a completely different style, much more concentrated and savoury.
Is that the lees aging you can smell on the nose? There's something really slightly kind of creamy and...
Yeah, I think definitely. Also, the producer uses minimal intervention here. So it's kind of wild yeast fermentation. So you've got that definitely kind of savoury complexity from that.
Sure. Really complex, isn't it? If you were expecting a kind of linear classic Gavi, you're going to be quite surprised by this.
Yeah, it's a really interesting on the palate. I mean, it's almost like that kind of slightly limey kerosene note that you'd expect from a Riesling. And that acidity. It's not quite so bold and aromatic, but it's definitely got that kind of that concentration of lime and
a little bit of honey on the finish, almost like it finishes dry, but there's the flavour of honey.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, so this is definitely a food wine, I think.
Absolutely, and again, one for probably a dish with a lot of interesting, complex, contrasting flavours. I think a lovely match for the pork tonato that Abby has picked for this. That will just, I mean, the combination of pork and tuna, that's quite some interesting flavours working together. And I think the complexity of this wine would absolutely stand up to this. There is some lovely acidity, some nice freshness still, but as we said, those slightly richer, more honeyed flavours are going to stand up to the more intense flavours in the dish.
So I think all in all, this is a wine that is going to surprise people that think they know this region so well. There's concentration, acidity, complexity, but also that slightly aged character as well, which just brings a whole new dimension to the grape variety of Cortese.